everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 2. I definitely almost said Grand Theft Auto 5. They sound sort of the same, not really. They both start with G and they both have the second word starting with T, so it works that way. But I have been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5 since I got it yesterday. That was fun. And I'm getting really excited about that. But that's beside the point. That'll be for a different conversation. So let's make another large dent in this endurance race, shall we? Oh, well, at least Green Bay scored, so that's always a good sign. That is good, even though they're doing it the way I don't want them to. I would rather have Green Bay do it through the air with Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers is definitely my fantasy quarterback, and he is playing like absolute crap right now. 10 of 19 for 104 yards and no touchdowns in the third quarter. And that's just not going to cut it for anybody. Especially me, I am losing 60-13 in my fantasy matchup right now, and that is really not going to do it. So hopefully that will change. If not, we're going to have a serious problem. So hopefully that'll fix itself at some point. But I am pretty excited right now. I get to have the entire day off. I really wish I would have had yesterday off, but if I'm going to get any day off, I might as well have something. And so I'm going to be spending most of that day filming things, and it's going to be pretty sweet. I definitely got to watch part of, what the hell is it, World War Z the other night. Not really, it wasn't really what I wanted it to be. It was, I don't know. I have a problem with zombie movies, you know, being like that, because, you think of a zombie movie, you think of, and maybe it's just because the standard has been set a certain way for these, but you think of a zombie movie and you think of things like Resident Evil, where all the zombies are like pretty much, you know, mindless husks walking around, and they have like, you know, little to no motor skills. They're pretty much like the reanimated dead, and they, you know, they're barely even able to function. But if they get a hold of you, then you're gonna probably freaking die. But in this one, and I didn't even get to see all of it. Like, I only got to see mainly like the last part of it, because I was out at the Barcade, and I came home, and my family was watching the last part of it. And so, you know, I could only gather so much out of it. But from like watching the trailers and seeing like the last bits and pieces of it, like, you're seeing these zombies, like, you know, falling off of a building, landing on a car, and then getting up and running like a 440, and, you know, chasing people down. It's like, since when did zombies have the ability to turn into like these superhuman beings that can run like as fast as an NFL wide receiver and go and, you know, feast on your brains and shite? Like, when was that ever a thing? Like, last time I checked, zombies could like barely even walk, let alone like run and chase you down. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. But maybe that's just like the way that Hollywood has portrayed them for the last, oh, I don't know, like 50 years. It just seems weird that like all of a sudden now zombies are like these superhuman entities that can just like do whatever. Like, they could probably get hit by a car and then get back up and just go like sprint after a guy. And so that's kind of my issue with it. I've never really, it just seems weird to me that that's how it's going nowadays with that. Like, I get it, like the whole bath salts thing, I think is like how they kind of made that whole thing to come together, but I don't know. It just, when I think of zombies, that's what I want to think of it as, like the old way of thinking of it, where, you know, they're you know, all their clothes are all tattered, and they're coming out of graves, and they're, you know, prancing around like, you know, a half a mile an hour, being like, whoa, oh, brains, no. Not this like this, I'm gonna run like 50 miles an hour after your car because I'm totally a new type of zombie that doesn't really work the same way that it used to. So, yeah. That's my whole thing with it. I was just thinking, by the way, oh my god, shit. So I was thinking, and I was talking to a friend of mine this morning about how, like, there's not like a lot of cool things left in my city to do, which is true. Like, Salem is definitely not cracking as far as like you know, activities and stuff to do. They do have that new barcade now, though, which is sick. So that definitely helps the cause for this place. But you think about it, we used to have like a skate palace where you could, you know, obviously like a roller rink, pretty much. And so they used to have that, but it's gone. They used to have a laser tag place, but it's gone. They used to have a Discovery Zone. Yeah, they used to have a DZ Discovery Zone, and that is also gone. But I think that place got shut down because a kid actually died in there. And I don't know exactly what from, but I think that a kid actually died in there. And so I think that they had to close it down for that reason. But like, why not open up another one? Like, what? Why the fuck would you not open up another one? It was a successful ass place. Like, every time I went by there, it was always full. It was always cracking. And like, there's still places like Wonderland, which is like a nickel arcade, which is still also totally awesome, which I need to go there. I need to go there sometime. Like, I had like 8 of my birthdays there in a row growing up. Like, that's the kind of place you can go there on $5 and you'll be there for hours because it only takes nickels, for God's sakes. Like, the day that somebody invents like a penny arcade, oh dude, it is on. The other thing that I was thinking of, like, how is nobody, like, why is it that, like, when you think of an arcade, you always think of quarters, obviously, and you think of nickels, and like, obviously nobody's really done the penny thing because it's not quite as profitable, but why has nobody ever thought of a dime arcade? Like, give a dime a purpose or something. I mean, why not do that? Like, people always complain, well, you know, quarters is just too expensive for quarters, and then for people that still want to make decent money out of it, do a dime arcade, man. That would be awesome. Like, I would definitely take advantage of that. It's kind of a weird method of currency, but still do it anyways. Like, it's a perfect idea. And especially with like all the cool games that they've got in there, like they've got like your Silent Scopes, and they've got your, you know, Tekkens and Street Fighters, and, you know, Marvel versus DC, and they got like your House of the Dead stuff. Super sick, man. And like your DDRs and all that stuff. Like the best stuff. And you could totally get by on that for a few hours with just like a few bucks. I mean, $2 is still 20 dimes. I mean, that's 20 dimes. That's like, you know, at least like 10 games worth of something. And I mean, if you're really awesome at video games, like this guy right here, then you're gonna be set for life. Like, when I went to this little arcade just the other night, I definitely set the record on Police Trainer on one set of credits. But that game's my jam though. Like, you're not gonna beat me at Police Trainer. That's just what I do. Like, I went on a cruise to Mexico when I was in like the 3rd grade, I think it was. And oh my God, Adrian Peterson is, okay, never mind. It wasn't Adrian, it's DeMarco Murray is kicking ass, and that's not helping me because I'm going up against him. But yeah, I went on this cruise to Mexico when I was younger, and in this awesome ass cruise ship, they had a little arcade in there, and they had like the original San Francisco Rush in there, which I won a tournament in there. I think I've already told you guys that story though, when I beat like the guy that was in his mid-30s when I was 9, and he got super pissed about it because he got worked over by a kid. And then they also had some other awesome games in there. Like, they had Run and Gun 2, which is like the coolest basketball game in the world. And they had like they had some shooting game in there. I don't remember what it was. And they had Police Trainer. And we were on that cruise for like a week. I think it was like a week or a week and a half or something. And I set every single record on Police Trainer in there. Like, the entire leaderboard was me. And so, like, I've got to the point where, you know, I haven't played that game in like 10 years, and I go back and I ended up beating the entire game on one set of credits. Like, I didn't even have to put any extra coins in there, and like, it was so awesome. And just like that's like the best thing. Like, when you play a video game and you end up like going like 10 years without playing it, and then you come back to it and you pick it up, and it's like you would never even stop playing. It's like you're just as good as you were before. That is what it's all about. So I ended up beating Police Trainer on one set of credits. I ended up beating House of the Dead on 2 credits. I ended up dying once in there, but it was on like it was so stupid because I ended up like shooting one of those stupid bastard girls that always comes flying out. Oh, help me! Oh no! No, I'm just gonna get right in the freaking way! And that happened to me so many times, but I still actually did really, really good considering this, you know, the circumstances of, you know, playing the original House of the Dead by yourself is actually a pretty hard task. And then I ended up playing Raiden DX, and that was, I think that was like a remake of the original one. I'm not positive though. I don't think that it was. I'm trying to remember which one it was a remake of, because it had like the purple power up in it, where like if you tap the fire button enough times, it makes like this crazy ass like beam that can like bend in all sorts of weird directions and stuff. And I think that wasn't even around until like at least the second one, maybe even the third one, because the first one only had the red and blue power up in it. I don't even. But I beat that one, and I think that I actually strained my wrist while I was playing that, because I was like, you know, mashing the buttons so many times that when I got done, like I couldn't even like turn my wrist over, like, you know, I couldn't even like bend it at all. Like I'd turn it over and it was just like this hardcore twinge of pain. But it was so worth it though. Like, I think that Raiden might be one of my favorite overhead shooters of all time. And there's a lot of really good ones out there. There's like the 1940 like the 1942 and 43 series of games. There's Raiden, there's I can't even think of them all. There's too many that I can think of, but that's got to be one of my favorite ones, especially because I was always good at it when I was younger. Come on, Green Bay, let's do this. Get like a long touchdown pass or something. Like, you can't have Aaron Rodgers go through a game with no touchdown passes. It just seems wrong. Especially because he had like 480 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. How you gonna go from that to nothing today? Oh well, what do you do? But yeah, the thing that I'm waiting for though is I'm waiting to find some type of arcade. I don't know where, but I'm trying to find some type of arcade that has the original arcade cabinet of Mars Matrix. The day that I find that, I'm going to lose it. Like, there is going to be a stream of reproductive fluid that leaves my body and probably goes into my pants, because that is like, I think it's really rare. Like, I think it's a really rare gaming cabinet, but that is one of the hardest overhead shooters there is. Like, I owned the game when I had it on Dreamcast, of which I'm still trying to find that, but it's like $100 online. I'm not really willing to shell that out right now. But I got that a long time ago, or I got it a long time ago, and I don't know why for the life of me I ever got rid of it, because I still have my Dreamcast, but I don't have that game. I lost it somehow, and I'm really pissed off about that. But it was like one of those like bullet hell style ones where it just like seems almost impossible to beat that on one set of credits. Like, there's no way, just because of like the sheer volume of bullets that are always going by. Like, it's insane. I will do a Let's Play of that someday when I can get my hands on it for a price that's not $100, or maybe one day, I don't know, I'll just have to shell out $100 for it. But yeah, dude, I want to get my hands on that, and like, I think that one of these days I want to own my own barcade. Like, it's like the coolest idea. I mean, games plus drinking, and having like your own, having like, you know, drink holders installed into the machine, so you don't have to like, you know, go put your drink on a table like 30 yards away. You can just have it right there. And this place had like the four-player Ninja Turtles game too. They had like all these awesome games, and I just, and they had the 4-player Pac-Man, which was also really cool. I didn't even know they even had that, but it was like a 4-player versus one where like you're all going up against each other, and like you're trying to like eat, like you're either trying to eat the other people, or you're just like trying to get them eaten by the other guys, and then like the last one standing obviously is the one that wins the stage. And it was like me and Maddie and a couple friends of mine, we were all playing on it, and like those battles get heated, man. Like, people are, you get to the point where you guys are like yelling at each other. Like, there was a spot where we were like, me and Maddie were competing for a, oh, come on Franklin, go baby, go! Yes! God, I love that guy. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like feathering the brakes over and over again. Franklin! Yeah, it's Franklin. He's a green turtle, then he talks. You guys remember that children's show, Franklin? It was like this green turtle, and he'd like go off to school. It was something that I remember watching it when I was like 5. Attaboy, Franklin. Dude, that guy killed it at UCLA when he went there. I had to deal with that shite way too much. But, oh, what the hell was I talking about? But yeah, we were competing for one of those power pellets that makes you, oh, yeah, there you go. That like makes you invincible for a while. And I ended up, or he ended up getting it, and like we both like came up on it like simultaneously, and he got it, and then he ended up eating me. And I remember the first thing that I did, I was like, oh, fuck you, you fucker, you stole my power pellet, you shitbag. And he just looked at me like, jeez, you tell me how you really feel next time. But yeah, it got heated, like it was pretty wild. Jordy Nelson picking up that long bomb. Now, pass the ball into the end zone, for God's sakes, and throw it to James Jones. Like, that's what I want. That's like the perfect scenario here. That's what I need to have happen. Come on, baby, come on, baby, come on. Come on. Yes! But there's a flag, and it's probably going to be holding. What else is new? That's literally exactly what I wanted to happen. He threw the pass to James Jones for a touchdown, but it's going to be holding, and it's not going to count. Story of my day. What else is new? Unless it was like a defensive holding or something. That could be awesome. Alright, so as soon as we get done with this lap, you guys, I'm going to call it an episode for now because we're actually going to be at lap 40 and we're almost halfway through this. So this is going to be pretty sweet. Oh, they had too many men on the field. Yeah, that's going to count. Dun 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 dun. Alright, here we go. Coming around the bend. She'll be coming around the mountain. Is that guy that's back there, is that the guy in second place? Am I about to lap everybody right now? I think I'm about to lap everybody right now. And that's going to be super sweet. Semi-sweet chocolate chips. Alright guys, we have run out of time for this episode, so when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, we are almost halfway done with this race. So, we'll come back and we'll knock out another big chunk of it. This is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for watching, and go Packers go.